Are you ready? Do you know what we're doing? All right, you got it. I know it's our first time here. You have to be louder. So when I count to 3, I want the whole country to hear us. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Much better. You need to be loud. See all the people out there? They're going, what the hell is going on in there? We need to come in, right? Right? That guy's pissed now. He doesn't have a seat. All right. So is it true? You guys hate this movie here?
No, yeah!
You hate it? Well, we're gonna make fun of it for the next hour. You're gonna love it. We got a lot of funny stuff in there and a lot of crowd stuff. So when you hear me say crowd, you have to start chanting, all right? Okay, you know it's PG-13 to rated R. I know you guys love that over here, right? I see little faces. Be prepared. If they're screwed up, it's not our fault. All right? All right, we're gonna make fun of Braveheart. We got some surprises for you too. Check us out on YouTube. Tell the promoter you want us back. That way we can come back and do this again. Obviously you like it. I can see y'all standing around there. All right, let's bring them up. You're here to see these folks. Let's see, who's first? How about, I'm gonna hear the girls scream. How about Jeremy Shada, folks? Next up, how about The Walking Dead, King Ezekiel is here. Khary Payton. Next up, Troy Baker. How about Nolan North, folks? I'm looking at Ross Marquand. Last but not least, folks, Jess Harnel's here. All we're waiting on now are pen. Oh, the pens are here right on time. Look at this. Big round of applause for the pens. Oh, wait a minute. There's 4 pens. We're still short. Anyone have a pen? We need 2 pens so we can start.
It's fine. The 2 of us that got pushed down to the right, we'll just share 1 pen. That's how it is.
Yeah, hey, there's a throw it. Just throw it. Throw it.
Ah,
That's a gold one.
Thank you, man. Here you go.
Legend.
One down there. One over here. Everyone has a pen now?
See, you guys think we're a bunch of spoiled voice actors from Hollywood. We're too cheap to afford pens, dude. That's how bad things are.
All right.
Scotland, are you guys ready to rock or what? Cool, it's gonna be good.
All right. Keeps grabbing the mic out of my hand, you know. All right. We're going to start because we want to entertain you guys. Are you ready? All right.
Is there another microphone?
No, these are all the mics. Here.
You want this one?
That's all of us? Yeah. You'll have one. I'm just using it and then I'll put it down in between. All right. Let's start right out of the gates here. Why are we getting that feedback? Holy cow. All right. Narrated, Ross, John C. Reilly. As the voiceover, Troy, Alan Rickman. As William, Nolan, Gary Busey. Out of the gate. You need to watch Nolan for his lines. And as the father, Jess. How about Scary Terry from Rick and Morty? All right, that is scene 1, whenever you guys are ready.
I'm sorry, I'm just...
We have an extra mic.
Are we reading the stage direction too, or?
Yeah.
Who's I'm doing stage direction?
You're reading the narration.
Oh, I'm not doing the voiceover.
No.
Okay,
The voiceover is Alan Rickman.
Great. Okay,
John C. Reilly's narrator.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, guess what, everybody? Here we go, Braveheart. Exterior, the Scottish countryside. It's beautiful. It's epic beauty. Cobalt mountains beneath a glowing purple sky fringed with pink, like a rainbow drank too much and vomited all over the earth. We hear a voice, husky, Scottish.
I will tell you William Wallace. Historians in England will say I am a liar, but history is written by those who have hung heroes. The King of Scotland had died, and the King of England, a cruel pagan known as Edward the Longshanks, claimed the throne for himself. Scotland's nobles fought over the crown's Longshanks and added them to the talks of truce. No weapons, 1 page only.
Tucked into the Emerald Hills are a thatched roof house and a barn.
Among the farmers of that shire was Malcolm Wallace, a commoner with his own lands and 2 sons, John and William.
William, a skinny 8-year-old riding bareback, who catches up with his father and brother.
Oh, I told you to stay, William, bitch.
Don't will. Hey, I got it.
Mr. Busey, you gotta use
I got it. I finished my seahorse.
No, it's chores. It's chores. It's chores.
I'm making choices here. See, as an actor, you gotta have a little.
Well, why don't you give me 2 choices?
Where are we going?
We're going to McAndrews. He was supposed to visit when the truce was over, bitch.
Exterior, the McAndrews farm, day. The horses have all gone. The place looks like a deserted bar in Scotland when they run out of ale.
Now stay here, bitch.
He means William. He and his elder son spur their horses.
McAndrews? McAndrews, bitch.
Interior, the barn. The door opens and sunlight illuminates the dusty shadows. Malcolm and John step in and are shocked to see, hanging from the rafters, 30 Scottish noblemen and 30 pages, faces purple and contorted by the strangulation, hanging, tongues protruding from their mouths. And John spins around and William has entered the back door.
Yeah, it's upside down.
Hey, I got it. Why would McAndrews make so many scary crows?
Before his father and brother can think of anything to say, because all the purple faces have really freaked him out, William touches the foot of a hanged nobleman. It's too solid. William takes a look at the face and suddenly gets it. What?
Yeah.
Oh, don't be scared, my little William, bitch.
His daddy calls him a bitch.
His father and brother reach William and hug him tight.
These murdering English bastards and bitches.
And scene.
And we're off, man.
What do you think? All right, let's keep screwing it up. All right, next scene. Jess, how about if we narrate it with Christopher Walken this time? As Campbell, Jeremy. How about Batman? If you haven't heard Batman, folks, get ready for this one. As, let's see, as Malcolm, Troy. How about Gilbert Gottfried? As William, Khary.
Oh no.
How about Cyborg?
Nice.
As Hamish, Nolan. How about Jason Statham? As McClana, Ross. How about Al Pacino? I think that sounds good. You guys got it? Any questions? No? Yes?
McLennan?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
You are Malcolm.
All right, here we go, dude.
You guys ready?
Are you guys ready? Yeah! Very good, okay. Exterior, Wallace farmhouse night. The cottage looks peaceful, especially compared to the freaking barn in the last scene with the purple tongues. Sick. John closes the shutters behind which a dozen strong, tough farmers have huddled.
Wallace is right.
I think we fight him because that's what Batman does. What do you guys think? Macalano, I can't pronounce that name. What do you think?
That's good shit. Come on.
Every nobleman who had any will to fight was at that fucking meeting.
That's me, I'm sorry.
So it's up to us. We show them we won't lie down to be their slaves.
We can't beat an army. Not with the 50 farmers we can raise.
We don't have to beat them, just fight them. To show them we're not dogs, but men.
Wow. He dips his fingers into a jug of whiskey and uses the wet finger to draw on the tabletop. Then he licks his finger because, I mean, why waste the whiskey?
They have a camp here. We attack at sunset tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll have opened my eyes. Give us all a night to run home.
Wow, guys, it's like Braveheart went to a party and got really drunk. Exterior Wallace Farm Day, Malcolm and John have saddled horses. William comes out of the barn with his own horse.
William, you're staying here.
But I'm a half robot. I can fight. My arm turns into a gun that shoots people. I can shoot people with my arm.
These words from the robot that can shoot people with his arm make Malcolm kneel to look into William's eyes.
Hey! Sorry. But it's our wits that make us men. And our penises. I love you, boy. You stay.
Wow, crazy. Malcolm and John mount the horses and ride away, leaving William looking forlorn. They wave, he waves back, not knowing how much ass he will kick when he becomes Mel Gibson. You know, guys, I gotta tell you, it's amazing we're doing such a good job because we're all sick. We got a fever. And the only cure is... I was just testing you. Exterior Scottish hills near the Wallace farm. It's strangely quiet until William and his friend Hamish Campbell race up the hillside and press the backs to the tree bark. William whispers, "They're coming!"
I had a joke, and I'm so glad that it was your line because I thought it was mine.
Hey, it's my line.
Sorry.
Don't interrupt again. Quiet down, lady. How many? 3, maybe more. Armed? They're English soldiers, ain't they? Where'd your father and your brother go? They'll kill us and burn the farm. It's up to us, Hamish. Christ, you could drive a bus to the posses.
I don't know. It says William twice. Fine.
Oh, Jesus, it says William twice. I'm supposed to keep talking. Not yet. Here he comes. Be ready. So they wait in his heavy footsteps. Then, from round the edge of the grove, 3 enormous, ugly hogs appear. The boys begin hurling rotten eggs because they really hate enormous hogs. We pull back as the sun goes down on the plain. The boys walk toward the house beneath a lavender sky.
You want to stay with me tonight, hogs?
Dude, get the fuck away from me. I want to have something to eat. Like some pizza or maybe some waffles.
I like waffles. I made them, didn't I? We'll get those English pigs tomorrow.
We will get them.
And scene.
The movie's 3 hours as it is.
We're gonna make it 6.
Oh my
All right. You guys up for that? Yeah. All right, let's see. Next scene. We're gonna split. There's a lot of narration up here. So you guys on stage, if you look the next page 7, see the little dotted line above priest? See the dotted line? That's when you switch the narrator, all right?
Yes.
So the first half of the scene, Jess is gonna be Bill Cosby as the narrator. And in the second half of the scene, Ross is gonna be Ewan McGregor. Okay. As
He's not a rapist. He's good.
As the priest.
So is Aaron McGregor Ewan's brother?
Yeah. I said Ewan McGregor.
Aaron.
I didn't say Aaron. Aaron must be your accent.
Aaron kid.
Listen, kid, I'm talking. All right. As the priest, Nolan, Nathan Drake. As William Troy, Joel from The Last of Us. As the leader, Jeremy, Kermit the Frog. And as Argyle, Khary, Rafiki from The Lion King. Whenever you guys are ready.
I'm sorry, okay? Interior farmhouse at dawn, see? William has been awake all night afraid to sleep, and can you blame him? Because I am in the room. He rises and sees the undisturbed bed of his father, man. He moves on, passing his brother's room, which is also unrumpled. Close outside into graveside on 2 new graves, and this mourners man gathered before them very sad. Behind Farmer McClanahan are his wife and 2 daughters. His youngest is barely 4, and she clings to her mother's hand, which again is smart because Bill Cosby is in the room.
Restare in pacem eternissime. Amen.
After Nathan Drake says a prayer, the neighbors drift from the graveside to give William a last moment of private grief. The tiny girl pulls a thistle, moves to William, and places the beautiful blossom in his hand like a spoonful of Jell-O pudding. William looks up and their young eyes meet, but they can't date for years because she's only 4 and he has to turn into Mel Gibson. A lone-mounted figure appears at the crest of the hill above them. He is Argyle Wallace. He looks like a human buzzard. His face is craggy, permanently furious. Wow, this guy sounds like a lot of fun.
William, this is your Uncle Noli, Argyle.
William stares up to this frightening figure. They are interrupted. Thank you. They're interrupted by the ominous sound of a dozen mounted English soldiers approaching.
You were wise to hurry, young William.
The soldiers ride right in among the mourners and stare down from their saddles, haughty, menacing, their leader, brusque.
Excuse me, did someone, is there somebody dead from this household, maybe?
Well, there is, of course, somebody who is dead. We just had a funeral.
Right.
Isn't that what it... I am still talking. I am trying to be a wise baboon for you.
I couldn't understand you with the accent.
Ah, well, there you are. Isn't that what it means in England as well?
Well, I'm not really from England, but I guess it does, and in Scotland. These thick rebels have forfeited their lands. We were ambushed last night, but the Scots dragged their dead away. Wow, this is really some serious stuff for me. I'm not used to dealing with this type of dead people stuff.
My brother and nephew perished 2 days ago when the hay cart turned over.
Oh God. Then we'll just have to take a peek at the wounds, I guess. Yeah. All right, men. We'll just dig them up, maybe.
Dig them up. They are sanctified and buried in the holy rites of God's church. And any hand that disturbs them now takes on eternal damnation. So, please, do not touch his father.
Okay, I don't really want to touch it now, so...
Outmaneuvered and sort of pissed, the leader reins his horse away. Several of the farmers spit on the ground because nobody had sprinklers yet.
Okay, the funeral is over. Everybody go home.
Interior, the kitchen, night. William and Argyle are sitting at a table, eating.
Did that hurt?
I'm not even in the scene.
Oh, wait, I thought you were the other guy.
No.
My problem.
What are you talking to me, man? I just left at a horse.
Don't worry about it. It's in the past.
Gosh.
Not that spoon. That one's for soon. Deep away from you. And don't slur. We'll sleep here tonight. You'll come home with me. We'll let the house and the lands too. Plenty of willing neighbors.
I don't want to leave.
Good Lord, you just depressed the hell out of me. Didn't want your father to die either, did you? But he did. And this time, it was not by wildebeest.
Argyle pushes his food away. He has no appetite now and has to start teaching this kid to be Mel Gibson. Or some version of him anyway. Pre-scandal, yes, a lovely version of him. Yes.
I am going to introduce you to Tina Turner and you will be in Thunderdome. Did the priest say anything about the resurrection? Or was it all about judgment?
It was in Latin, sir.
Good Lord, man, I just need a little bit of energy from you. Okay? I'm sitting over here. I'm like, Chingania. No loquis Latino. You don't speak Latin. We have to fix that, won't we? Did you get the poem benediction? It was Malcolm's favorite.
And scene. All right, moving on. Next scene. As Argyle, Jeremy, how about Finn from Adventure Time?
What time is it? Well, that was a pretty freaking weak response, I'm not gonna lie. Jeez, only 5 of you have seen it? Okay.
It's about 3:30.
That's true.
It's about 3:30.
As William, Khary, how about Gandalf? As the voiceover, Jess, it's time for Wacko. Yeah! And as the narrator, we're gonna split this again. So the first half, Nolan, Mickey Mouse. And the second half, Ross, Justin Timberlake. The split is right above Argyle on the next page. See it? That's where you stop. Whenever you guys are ready.
Oh boy.
Now I've hurt my voice a little, so this may not be very good.
Argyle knows nothing. Oh, and I really am screwed. Argyle knows nothing about...
Mickey had seen some things on the street.
Would you like to
things
change
a mouse
it?
shouldn't see.
I was drinking a lot last night here in Glasgow, so... let's do something that will work for my voice right now. Argyle knows nothing about... Oh, tucking a boy in bed. Oh, dear. Oh, bother. Right, so he knows nothing about tucking a boy in bed, because, well, let's face it, it'd be kind of weird if he did.
Good night, Uncle.
For some reason, he grunts and starts out. Then he stops, turns back, leans down over William, and with great tenderness, kisses his nephew on his hair. Like I said, it's kind of weird. Argyle sits by the hearth, staring at the embers. He holds the huge broadsword that belonged to his brother.
The Lord bless thee and keep thee.
Oh, I have a lot more to say. William hears a strange haunting sound. He opens the window and hears it more clearly. Oh, it's bagpipes. Uncle Argyle has heard them. He walks out too. He glances down, noticing William, as the boy moves up beside him.
What are you doing?
Saying goodbye in their own way, in outlawed tartans with outlawed pipes, playing outlawed tunes. Don't know if I pronounced that all right, but okay.
The non-law-abiding farmers file by the graveside, crossing themselves, each whispering his own private prayer.
Your daddy and I, we saw our own father buried like this, dead from fighting the English.
William takes the sword from his uncle and tries to lift it. Slowly, Argyle takes the sword back. What?
Am I still Argyle? Okay, sweet. First learn to use this.
He taps William on the temple with the tip of his finger. Hashtag what? Use your brain.
Then I will teach you to use this.
With an expert's easy fluidity, he lifts the huge sword. It's a claymore, I think. It glistens in the torchlight. The music plays as if rising to the stars. Interior Westminster Abbey, royal wedding day. Amid the scarlet robes of officiating lords, with gemstones sparkling everywhere, we hear...
Hello, Scotland! 12 years later, Longshanks, King of England, supervised the wedding of his eldest son, also named Edward, who would succeed him to the throne.
Longshanks stands in the light of the ancient abbey.
As bride for his son, Longshanks had chosen a relative of his rival, the King of France. And I'm not wearing pants.
Genevieve, a 19-year-old virgin of stupendous beauty, moves down the aisle. She looks toward Edward, Prince of Wales, her betrothed. Pampered young men surround him. He takes her hand coldly under his father's watchful stare.
It was widely whispered that for the princess to conceive, Longshanks would have to do the honors himself. That may have been what he had in mind all the time, because he really liked 19-year-old virgins of stupendous beauty.
The ceremony concluding, attendants lift back, sexy back, the bride's veil. Her wedding day, the ultimate moment, and Prince Edward ignores her to turn back to his fancy friends. Like a medieval boy band, hashtag NSYNC monster, what?
Having provided for a successor, Longshanks set about his fondest business, to crush Scotland and turn his power against France and have a potty emergency at the same time.
And scene. Are you guys having fun standing up there too? Come on, let's hear it.
Hey, we just want to take a second while I got one to say thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us, you guys. We've enjoyed meeting you all so much down there on our lines. It's great to see you here with us. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate you all.
All righty, next scene. As Longshanks, Khary, how about King Ezekiel? Yeah! As the princess,
good God,
Troy. Jeff Goldblum.
You guys are that's badass.
As the narrator, Ross, John Malkovich. Yeah! And as Edward, Jeremy, we need some more Batman.
You do. You need more Batman.
We're on a close-up of a map of the British Isles. Longshanks narrow finger jabs Scotland like this.
Scotland! Scotland!
Interior Royal English Palace Day. Longshanks is with his advisors, all deathly afraid of him.
The French will grovel to anyone with strength. But how will they credit our strength when we cannot rule the whole of our own island?
He punches the map, then sees the princess enter slowly.
Where is my son?
That is a wonderful voice that you do. Normally, you're with a tiger. A tiger is your co-star on that show. It's a wonderful show. You're on that show too. It's a good show. It's a long-running show. People like it. The zombies. The zombies are people who have died and passed on. They come back to bite you just like a tiger does. That's irony. Your pardon, M''Lord. It's a cool name. I think it's Swedish. He asked me to come in his stead.
Longshanks' eyes expand in fury. It is frightening to see, because he's not even high or anything.
I sent for him, and the little coward sent you?
Oh, no, name calling is going to get you nowhere now. The princess says, that's my character. Shall I lead, my lord?
If he wants his queen to rule, then you stay and learn how. I will deal with him.
Good. I don't like him very much.
Good. Nobles are the key to the Scottish door. Grant their nobles land here in England. Give your own nobles estates in the north. Make them too greedy to oppose you.
Longshanks glares, but takes the point. The wheels grind in his brain, his dark eyes falling on the princess. He is inspired.
I am inspired. Perhaps it's time to reinstitute an old custom. I get to bang everybody. Oh, wait, there's a poem here that I'm supposed to read, but it pretty much says that I get to bang everybody. That should fetch just the kind of lords we want in Scotland.
Interior Prince Edward's royal apartments day. The prince and a muscular young friend, Philip, are stripped to the waist and fencing. They pay no attention to the princess as she enters, probably because they're two men who are stripped to the waist and fencing.
What is it?
Are you okay? I don't know what happened to your voice. It's a strange thing. He's a man that goes around into the city with a mask on his head. That's crazy. That's not crazy. I like it. You, sir, with a messed up voice, you directed me to report to you the moment the King's conference was ended.
So I did. Tell me what we do. What we like to do important about it.
Ooh, I tell you, Scotland, great place, a lot of whiskey there. I drank a lot of whiskey when I was in Scotland, big country. He intends...
But Edward and his friend are fencing again. They can't be bothered. The clanging of their blunted swords so loud that she can't hear herself. Under the circumstances, blunted swords were probably the best kind.
Take that, Joker.
Yeah, so anyway, what I was saying before, you read the same words on the page. It's funny. He intends to grant...
Shut up, would you? God, how can I concentrate?
I don't
But it's
know.
always nag. Jeez.
Yeah, hi. His Majesty was quite keen. But you should understand,
It's all just so boring. He wants me to learn to fight, too. Well, I already do that. So what's the point?
She glances at Edward and the young man with him, then starts to back out. But Edward has noticed.
Hey, Philip, do you disapprove of him?
Well, it says here, barely audible, so I'm going to say super quiet so everybody listen in. No, my lord. Look at me! I said, look at me!
And
Oh,
scene.
God.
Jeremy lost his voice.
How does Christian Bale do it? Good Lord.
All right, next scene. Let's see. How about we do the voiceover, Ross, as Marlon Brando? As Craig, Jess, how about you sing your lines as Michael McDonald? And as William Troy, how about you sing your lines as Aaron Neville?
Awesome. Everyone's like, one person.
Oh. As Mornay Nolan, John Cleese. As the Princess Jess, Roger Rabbit. As the soldier Jeremy, Stewie Griffin.
Hey, is this the singing scene?
We are singing in the scene. If you want to sing,
I'm gonna do
you
an audible.
can.
I'm gonna sing the Jonas Brothers. I'm gonna do a little Joe Jonas. So.
You sing away. As the farm woman, Ross, how about Sylvester Stallone? Nolan as Edward, the penguin from Arkham.
Yes.
And the narration is going to be split, but it's going to be split with the same, it's going to be Morgan Freeman. And in the first half of the scene, Jeremy, you're Morgan Freeman. And in the second half of the scene, Khary, you're Morgan Freeman.
As who? As the
narrator.
Oh,
And we also have Robert the Bruce. Who should play Robert the Bruce in this scene?
Well, we do have an actor who
Let's see. Any ideas? What do you guys think? Should we have him play the part? Yeah. You think that's all right? Yeah? Yeah. All right. And as Robert the Bruce, how about the man who played the character, Robert the Bruce, Angus MacFadyen, folks? Whenever you guys are ready, go ahead.
All right, I'm about to do some narration. She lifts her eyes, but cannot brace herself for what she sees. Edward nuzzling Philip, the prince's bare chest to his muscular friend's bare back. Wow. Both men glistening with sweat and sexual excitement. Fortunately, their swords were in the shot.
Now, my flower, do you understand?
Oh, jeepers, I thought I was lonesome to you. Perhaps I am, if I may be excused, my lord.
Oh, you may. Don't worry, milady. It is my royal responsibility to breed. And I assure you, when the time comes, I shall manage.
She closes the door softly on her husband and his sword-swallowing pal.
Now, in Edinburgh, we gathered the council of Scottish nobles, and they gathered around a huge table. It's a big table, Italian style, and they rise at the entrance of Robert the Bruce, full of intelligence and power, and a leading contender. I should have been a contender, you know what I mean? For the crown of Scotland.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Robert,
I'm not the pretender, I'm the real thing.
Robert strides to his seat in the center of the table. Mornay, another young warrior, gives him a bow, as does Craig, a grizzled noble.
Hey, young Robert, we are honored.
My father, he is the Longshanks, because I was the narrator in the movie, so I'm gonna have to keep on doing this. Longshanks has granted prima noctis, you know what I'm saying?
The Balliol clan has endorsed licking Longshanks' boots, so we will support their claim to the throne. If we make a show of opposition, the commoners will favor us.
It's too late to step out alone, My father believes that, we got a
Longshanks into confidence by not supporting his the queen of Buzzy, you know what I'm saying?
It was planned how we show father. We have missed him at the council, yeah.
He's strained his cock, so he's got it hurts when he goes riding, and he kind of woman, I took some butter, I shoved it up his ass. Anyway, he tells me that I speak for all the fucking Bruces and for Scotland, you know what I'm saying? I don't got nothing more to say anyway, so.
Exterior, Scottish Village Day. Village families have gathered for a wedding celebration. And to use Visa, because it's everywhere you want to be. And watching the people, our English soldiers, riding along the road, comes William Wallace, grown into Mel Gibson. He is carrying a dead bird and looks like a lethal weapon. The soldiers notice him, but don't take selfies because this is way before cell phones. William dismounts, and one of the English soldiers shoves him from behind.
Hey boy, it's against the law for Scots to own those. You shot this bird, I'll burn it up as you shot this little bird here.
His buddies, enjoying their role as intimidators, grab the bird, because some birds aren't meant to be caged, and began to search for evidence, which is weird because birds don't have pockets.
I hid in my head over the rock.
Yes, he was hit in the head with a rock. He walks to the celebration. Among those noticing William's arrival is Marion McClanaugh. Grown now into a stunning young woman. Her long auburn hair reminds us of those years long ago. And I just realized that we've been reading for 45 minutes and have gotten 12 minutes into this movie. The soldiers who hassled William notice her too.
Miss McDougal, you
William! It's William Wallace. Holy shit. Back home? Hey, listen, have you met my daughter? Beautiful.
And scene. Folks, big round of applause. Angus MacFadyen stepping in. Thank you very much. Wow. I don't know if we've ever had the actual guy who played the part on stage with us.
I really wanted to get after the battle when he's like, I saw it in his face. It's one of my favorite speeches in any movie, man. Well, I'll talk to you a little bit.
Maybe at the end we'll have him come back up and reiterate his speech if he remembers.
Never be on the wrong side again. It's like the greatest speech.
That's gonna cost way too much.
All right, next scene. As William, Jess, Arnold Schwarzenegger. As Hamish, Nolan, Herbert the Pervert from Family Guy. As Campbell, Khary, let's bring back Cyborg. As the narrator in the first half of the scene, Ross, Michael Caine. And in the second half of the scene, Troy, Patrick Warburton. It breaks on page 18 at the top. All right, whenever you guys are ready.
The daughter mentioned is missing teeth, which is not the sexiest thing in the world. William gives her a respectful bow. But then she sees Marion. Just as they are about to approach each other, a huge round stone thumps to the earth at William's feet. He looks up to see one of Marion's suitors.
How are you? I'm one of Marion's suitors. Hamish.
Test of manhood.
Oh, you already win, my sexy little man.
Well, call it a test of soldiery then. The English won't let us train with weapons, so we train with stones.
The test of a soldier is not in his stones, it's in his pants. I mean, it's in his arm. Let me show you.
Big muscly arms.
He taps his temple. Hamish stretches out his hand as if to show William something in his palm.
Oh, there's something in my palm, all right.
With a sudden movement, he slams his fist into William's jaw.
I would rather slam something else into his jaw. So you're saying it's a contest then?
William stands and hoists a huge stone.
I have huge stones.
Which he lugs to the line scratched in the field. William takes a run and heaves the stone into the air. People are impressed. Mel Gibson is a great stone heaver.
I'm a great stone heaver. I still say this is no test. A cannibal can throw the stone farther than a man. Unless the man is me, I work out constantly, look fantastic.
Well, that depends on the man.
Hamish walks out, lifts the stone, and heaves with a great groan. The stone flies, passing William's mark by a couple of feet. William nods, impressed.
Tell me, my sexy little booty boy, can you do it when it matters, as it matters in the battle? Could you crush a man with a throw?
I heard Austrians like to be shat on. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Line is, I could crush you like a roach.
Oh, then do it. Come, do it.
Hamish scowls and lifts the stone. William stands calmly. Hamish backs up for his run. William yawns!
You'll move.
Only when you ask me to. I mean, I will not.
Hamish backs up a few more feet for a longer run.
I'm getting ready to run. Who's Campbell?
Oh, I think it's Cyborg. He's tired. He shouldn't run any longer.
Hey, you want to have a shouting contest later? William seems unafraid. He picks up a small stone and tosses it casually. Hamish takes a furious run and heaves. The stone just misses William's head, and William never flinches. The people cheer!
That was brave or really stupid. I can't figure out which.
I threw longer than last time.
An ox is strong, but not clever.
An ox is stupid, son bitch. Stupid enough to stand in one place.
That is not the point.
Austrians.
I forgot what I was doing. William turns, walks double the distance Hamish threw, and hurls the rock. He holds it. It hits Hamish in the forehead and drops him like a shot.
I dropped you like a shot, and that is the point.
Everybody cheers and laughs. They surround William.
That display is really fine, young Wallace.
And scene.
Wow.
All right, we got a couple more. If we keep moving, we can get in, squeeze them in. All right, next scene. As the girl, Jess, Captain Hero. As William, Troy, it's time for the Joker. As the mother, Ross, Harrison Ford. As Marion, Jeremy, the Ice King. Jess, as the nobleman, Pee Wee Herman. All right, a narrator, splitting narrator. The first half, Nolan, Deadpool. The second half, Khary, the Tooth Fairy from Teen Titans. Whenever you guys are ready.
So William takes a tank of mail from a farmer and he tosses the liquid into Hamish's face.
He wakes and his eyes uncross and accepts William's hand, pulling him up.
Yeah, they said that.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, that's good. I get it. Grinning, they embrace. William walks to the knot of young ladies. The knot. But passes Marion and moves to the girl with the missing teeth. Oh, that's hot. Cause Mel Gibson's a smooth-ass pimp, yo. I didn't write this.
Would you honor me with a dance?
She's thrilled to accept. They begin to dance.
So tell me, friend, you've taken over your father's farm. They say he died long ago fighting the English.
Nice laugh. Yes, he died in an accident with my brother. The car turned over.
Okay, and then a group of armed horsemen ride up. In the middle of the group is an English nobleman. He stops in front of the bride and groom.
Hello, I'm an English nobleman. I have come to claim the right of prima noctis.
As lord of these lands, I will bless this marriage by taking the bride into my bed on the first night of her union. It is my noble right. La 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 la.
Isn't that the guy from the movie theater? Right. Even unarmed, Stewart is about to attack, but the bride intervenes. She grabs her father and whispers to him, holding back tears. She allows herself to be pulled up behind one of the horsemen. The noble and his escort to ride away. Escort.
Exterior. The McLaren house, magic hour, The hands knocks on the door, and McLaren opens it to find William on a horse,
Good evening, sir. May I speak with your daughter?
Mrs. McLaren shoulders up beside her husband, and Marion appears behind her scowling parents,
Marion, would you like to go for a ride on this fine evening?
The boy's insane.
Oh, it's good Scottish weather, madam. The rain is falling straight down.
She absolutely may not. She'll...
Marion runs out to hop behind William, and they gallop away. Oh, look at them go, William and Marion race along the heather, until William stops the horse.
Your father doesn't like me, does he?
It's not you. He just dislikes that you're a hero. He just says that Wallaces don't seem to live very long.
Aren't you the Batman? Thank you for accepting.
Well, thank you for inviting. I don't get to hang out with many cool people.
I'll invite you again. But your mother thinks I'm crazy.
Well, you are, and I am too, so let's do it again sometime. That is Thursday sound.
William reaches up to help her down, and they look in each other into each other's eyes. But the door is snatched open quickly by her mother.
Marion! Get in here!
William walks to her to the door. They turn and look at each other.
Marion, get over here.
And scene. Do we have time for one more? Yes? No? Do I get a thumbs up on this? All right, one more scene, folks. After this, make sure you come see all these guys at their tables and say hi, all right? Don't forget. Last scene. Thanks a lot. Tell them you want us back so we can come finish the movie in 6 or 7 years.
6 or 7, yeah.
All right, last scene. Narrator, Nolan, Sean Connery. As William Wallace Troy, Matthew McConaughey. As Campbell, Jess Ironhide from the Transformers. As Marion Ross, Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. And as McClano, one last time, Jeremy, let's really lose your voice and be Batman. All right, and if we get it done quickly, maybe we can bribe. Oh, did he leave? Oh, he gotta leave. All right, last scene. Thank you very much, folks. Ready? Here we go.
All right, quiet down. Here we go. She starts in, and he grabs her hand. And into it, he puts something from his pocket. It's a dried thistle. Thistle, that's a tough one. Thistle. The dried thistle, the one she gave him years before. Smooth as pip. William is rethatching the roof of his barn, looks down to see McClellan, backed by Campbell and Hamish. Uh-oh.
Oh, God. Hey, young Wallace.
Hey man, it's good to see you again. That's cool. So I know it's strange for me to invite Mary to ride last night. I'm sure you. Oh, cool.
McClellan's daughter is another matter. We have come to fetch you for an urgent meeting of the Autobots.
Sorry, I didn't catch that last word. What kind of meeting are you talking about?
It is the secret kind. Your father was a fighter and served well under Optimus Prime. He was a patriot as well.
That's great, man. You guys see my abs? They're really good. I know who my father was. I came back home to raise crops and God willing a family. Yeah. If I can live in peace, I will.
Would you stop mumbling, you twat? Fucking young actors don't have any fucking respect for the craft. That's why I retired.
Hey, you was Bond once, weren't you?
Say that one more time. Campbell shakes his head and reins his horse away with Hamish McClellan lingers.
If you keep your attention...
What is that? Christ almighty.
I'm sorry, but just keep having me do it. God. Alright, if you keep your attention to, like, stay out of trouble, you may got my daughter. If you break your attention, I'll kill you. Go get him, I'm done. All right.
Oh, Jesus. What's the point? McClellan rides away. William sits on the roof and looks out at the graves of his father and brother, and God help me, I wish it was mine, too. Hand in hand, William and Marion run, stopping at a grove at the edge of a precipice. It's even more beautiful than the girl with no teeth from the wedding. What the hell is
I guess. Hey, you've been here before. Sandworms. You ate them, right? I ate them too. Come on.
I mean, that's cool. Sometimes I have dreams. Mostly dreams I don't want.
Did it work?
No, man. You don't choose your dreams. Your dreams see you, and that's what takes you to Saturn, man.
They kiss suddenly so long and hard that they tumble into the heather, devouring each other.
Oh no!
That was the sound of the mumbler falling into the heather.
I want to marry you, Marianne.
Well, I mean, what do I say? God, ugh. I accept your proposal, all right?
No, I'm not just saying it.
Hey, neither am I. Come on, you think I'm joking here? Come on, you're messing with a professional. Come on.
Yeah, cool. I like that voice thing you're doing, man, but I won't give you up to any noble one.
Listen, I don't understand a goddamn word you just said, but you scared me. I don't like that.
Hey, man, listen, I don't want to scare you. I want to be you mine every night, just from that,
Hey, how about a sack nut? Hey, the night is too beautiful to have again. So why don't we do it, all right? Come on.
I will be with you like this, right there. That's cool. All right.
And see. Folks, Khary Payton, Jeremy Shada, Jess Harnel, Troy Baker, Nolan North, Ross Marquand. Big round of applause. Thank you very much. Hope to see you again soon.